It's the NFL on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Denver Broncos and the Indianapolis Colts. And it comes your way next on Madden Football.
From the crossroads of America, we're at the center of Indianapolis, Indiana, as we get a look here at Lucas Oil Stadium. Hi there, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. You picked a fun one to tune into. I'm Kate Scott, joined by former NFL quarterback Brock Huard. And we've got two quarterbacks here, Brock, who are known for playing a very exciting brand of football. Not just throwing the rock, but taking it themselves, too.
Yep, these are two of the guys who really epitomize the direction that this position's going in the modern NFL.
Yep.
Pocket passers, they'll have their place. They always will. But a lot of teams look to somebody like this as a default. A great passer, but someone who can also mix in plenty of rushing yards and keep that defense honest.
To kick off, here's Will Lutz. And here we go from Indy. Josh Downs to return it. And look at this return. And they'll start this drive in good position, a little shy of the 40. So out come the Colts for their first offensive possession. Bringing them out to 4th overall pick in 2023 out of Florida, a super athlete at quarterback, Anthony Richardson.
I don't think it's hyperbole to say that when Anthony Richardson came out of the draft out of Florida, he was the greatest all-around athlete we'd ever seen at quarterback. 240 pounds, running 4.4, jumping 40 inches. He was the envy of defensive ends and linebackers that couldn't put up those numbers. Now, it's taken all those athletic traits and squeezing them into the quarterback position, maximizing all that physical talent to become the superstar he can be.
And he's brought down for a loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back, because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline and his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
2nd and 12 behind the sticks. On target to Downs. It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. Brandon Jones up for the stop.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
Richardson on 3rd. Getting out to his left. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And he's going to be brought down at the 42.
It's one of those situations, not much to be had there no matter what he did with the ball. Even if he scraped a positive gain out of it, that's still a win and a confidence builder for this defense.
Colts going to kick this away now on 4th, and it's Rigoberto Sanchez on for the punt. And the fair catch secured here at the 16. So we'll see the Broncos offense now for the first time. They'll be led out by the former first-rounder out of both Oregon and Auburn. It's Bo Nix.
Bo Nix entered this league as a grown-up. 61 college starts will do that for you. A ton of college experience. And Bo Nix is a facilitator. When he is at his best, that ball is in and out of his hands in an absolute hurry. If he were a point guard on a basketball team, he'd want to go up and down the court and get it out of his hands as quickly as he can. He's accurate, he's tough, he's experienced, and he's poised for this challenge of the NFL.
Now the first run of the game for Javonte Williams. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. Making the stop that time, Nick Cross.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game. Right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage. B, it sets up your play action. And C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
Shotgun snap to Nix. Caught quickly on the slant. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
They're set up at the 35 now. On 1st and 10, here's Nix. He lofts it deep, right sideline. Makes the catch, but does not do it in bounds. It looks like he came down on that sideline. 2nd down coming up.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Out of the gun, it's Nix. Brought in by Vele. And they limit the damage just a few yards on that game. Kenny Moore there to make the stop.
There's no routes on the old proverbial route tree, Kate, that takes more trust than throwing an out route. You're throwing it to a spot, and believe it, your guy can get there.
Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. They'll throw again. Nix. It's taken in by Williams. And a nice game here, but it stopped short of the 1st.
All you can do is shake your head sometimes. Sure, the pass play works. They come up just an inch or two short for the 1st down.
Broncos looking at a punt on 4th down, and Riley Dixon on to handle that. Ooh, it's away, but he knows he mishit that one. Headed for the sideline. And this looks like it got just inside the 20 as it flew out, and indeed it did. They're putting the ball at the 19-yard line. The Colts with their offense out, their 2nd drive coming up. And they haven't gotten very far into their opening script yet, have they? Just a 3 and out to begin this game. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Working from the gun, it's Richardson. He's got his man, that's Alec Pierce. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 28 out of that play. And it's good for an Indianapolis 1st down.
The analytics will tell you a handful of these kind of plays per game, and your odds per drive of scoring go way up.
Great start to the drive. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield after just one play. Taylor gets it on 1st and 10. And they had that one contained right at the line. P.J. Locke getting there for the stop. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Stopped right at the line, but might as well have been a loss of yards as far as the offense is concerned. It's always humbling when you try force versus force, and the defense wins out.
2nd down carry for Taylor. And he rocks the tackler. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. A solid 8-yard gain there, and now they're going to have 3rd and 2.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
They're going to try to pick it up with an option left. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
It's easy for me to say up here in the friendly confines of the booth, Kate, but that was not the right read. And you hate seeing him absorb yet another hit at the end of the play. You never want him taking unnecessary shots throughout this game.
The Colts ready for the punt. The Broncos have Marvin Mims deep to return. This punt out of bounds on the fly. We're waiting for the mark. Looks like they're going to say it's short of the 30. The Denver offense taking the field for their 2nd drive. They struggled to produce on that last series, but better results ahead as they take possession here. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Drive begins with a run. It's Williams. And as they bring him down, let's check the penalty flag. A game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty. And now we're going to wait to see how they respond. Nix from the gun. Hits him on the out route. And he'll get it up to the 44. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And the Broncos will have a first down.
Okay, when you watch the combine, you'll watch guys try to make this throw. And without chemistry, it's so hard to execute. That was picture perfect. That's a QB and receiver on the same page, because that route, that deep out to the field, that takes just a different level of connectedness.
Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Making the stop that time, Nick Cross. First down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
Here's 2nd and 5. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
First down, Broncos.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Going left side, Williams with it. And this one doesn't go far. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8. From the 41. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he's taken down at the 30. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that'll be good for a Denver first.
You just got to love that angle route. It's been around a long time, but think about it defensively, Kate. How many times do you see the backs out of the backfield or just run to the flat? The great running backs know how to plant their foot, sell that flat route, break it off to an angle, and break off the first down.
He's got it near the 8. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Straight ahead with Williams. And he found some running room for a nice gain. 6 yards for him there. It's going to be 2nd and goal.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
Williams. And he's in for the touchdown. The Broncos go up 6-0 here in the first. Javonte Williams, the touchdown. So our first score of the game here as they cap off that drive with a touchdown.
It's really what you're looking for, Kate, offensively. You want to force the other guys into thinking they need to play a little catch-up right away. So a nice job to get that first score and take early control of this game.
Will Lutz now on for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Broncos will jump out to a 7-0 lead.
Colts, nothing.
Here's Lutz set to kick this away. Downs on the return. He's stopped on the return at the 27. The Indianapolis offense ready to take another swing at it. And they're hoping they can keep the punter off the field this time around, Brock, after he's been called upon each of their first 2 possessions. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Richardson. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
2nd and 10. Again, it's Richardson. Oh, he put some heat on this deep. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Picked off Brandon Jones. And the Broncos get the football on the first turnover of the contest. Well, I know I don't need to tell you, partner, but if you're going to try to get aggressive, really push a throw downfield like that, you have to be smart about how you do it.
Yeah, that is spot on, Kate. If you've got to find that spot when you know the coverage won't be able to hold up, especially as you go 20, 30, 40 yards down the field. Hey, listen, these defenders in the league today, you throw a ball deep down the field like that, it turns into a 50-50 ball. More times than not, they can make a play and take it away just as they did.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Throwing here, Nix. Finds his man over the middle. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
That can be a hopeless feeling when you fire a curl route right into zone coverage perfectly like that. Unless that curl happens to be right next to where one of your guys is sitting, that pass can hum in there, and there's nothing this defense can do.
Draw play. This is Williams. And he'll get this down at the 33-yard line. It's a gain of 4 there. And the Broncos will have a 1st down.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that 1st down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
Throwing on 1st down, Nix. Short pass brought in. And he's brought down at the 17-yard line. That's 16 on the pickup. And that'll be good for a Denver 1st.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. From the red zone now. This throw is cut. And he'll get this inside the 10 to the 9. So before they can set up for another play, we've hit the end of the 1st quarter. Neither side separating much so far. We'll take a brief pause and head back to Lucas Oil Stadium after this. Time for our 2nd quarter. Let's see if the Broncos can capitalize in the red zone. On 2nd down, a run with Williams. And he cannot shake the tackler along the line of scrimmage. No gain on 2nd down, and they need 2 here on 3rd.
When you rush the passer, it's kind of like tracking down a runner. That same pass, same athleticism comes to life. He looked pretty good hunting his prey right there.
3rd and just 2 to go. They stay on the ground with Williams. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
That's one of those plays, Kate, as an offense that just sticks with you a little bit. It bothers you that you just can't convert on a very manageable down and distance. And on the other side, it sure gives you some confidence defensively to get off the field.
Will Lutz getting the call on 4th down to put 3 up here for the Broncos. A very short kick here from the right hash. Bertolet able to knock it through. And that will add to their score.
In that close, in the red zone, you know they're upset. They couldn't finish the drive with the touchdown. It's only half the points, but at least there's something to show for the possession.
Here's Lutz set to kick this away. That's going to be taken in at the 8. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. After that return, he's looking pretty banged up out there. We're going to have a stoppage as team personnel comes out to look at him. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Taylor gets it to begin the drive. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
He easily had the yardage for a first, but he was hungry for a lot more. I think that tackle prevented something that was going to be a lot bigger than just a 1st down pickup.
Just one play into this drive, and they're already sitting on their own 45. Richardson now on 1st and 10. Finds him over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a 1st down.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Taylor now up the middle. And he'll advance this down to the 38-yard line. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
2nd and 3 now. They go again with Taylor. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
What was supposed to move the chains, or at least make 3rd down easier to handle instead, well, did the exact opposite here, Kate. It now makes this 3rd down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. Shotgun snap now to Richardson. He's got a man left. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
Here we go. Here's one of those game situations that just puts a smile on my face, because I can think from Pop Warner to the NFL, everybody on the field's thinking the same thing. Can we go for it? Can we get one more shot as you end up just short on that 3rd down?
They're going Taylor. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
He only needed an inch, Kate, and it was a good thing because he had to fight for that. That defense put up a game effort, nearly made the play to get themselves off the field.
They're set up at the 35 now. First down, he keeps it left on the option. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Riley Moss with that tackle. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
You know, gains that seem a little tougher to get against the front, gosh, this QB just makes routine. Such effortless running to pick up a handful on that designed run.
2nd and 4. Gets this one to Pierce. And he's brought down. They're going to mark him at the 14. Big gain, 14 on the play. And it'll be 1st down, Colts.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine, because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage, to make that in cut and make the catch.
Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. From the gun, Taylor. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid gain, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
Throwing now from the gun. It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Back to throw. Here's Richardson. Complete beyond the marker. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Short side option here. He's running left. And he will get into the end zone for an Indianapolis touchdown. The Colts start to fight back with their 1st points of this game. It's an Anthony Richardson touchdown. My partner up here is pumping his fist after that one. That is how you run an option as a quarterback. Good read to hang on to it and do it himself.
Yeah, because I could never do that, not even close. But when the defense overplays and you run that option, you get that good 2-on-1, more times than not, they will commit to the more dangerous guy, the running back. But you leave a lane, this quarterback can do some damage as well.
Matt Gay on for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Colts cut it to a field goal game. Volley set up, and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. Here's Traymon Smith with the return. And in the end, Brock, an exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. Denver set to take the field on offense. And they were able to contribute 3 points to the lead their last time out. Another chance to build on that advantage here. First and 10 now from the 30. Here's Williams to start the drive. And the plunge up the gut yields nothing there. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
So close to a big loss of yards for those guys up front. 1 second sooner, they got to tackle behind the line. But a stop to celebrate nonetheless.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Another run for Williams. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Play made by E.J. Speed. There's 5 on that play. They need 5 more now on 3rd down.
Okay, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
Finds Mims. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. Pick up a 5 on that play. And the Broncos will have a 1st down.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
1st and 10 from the 41. From the gun, a carry by Williams. And he's going to work his way almost to midfield. That's stopped at the 48. It's a solid 70-yard pickup on first down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
On 2nd down, it's Williams again. And he's going to get stopped right around the 45-yard line. A 70-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
You know, Kate, if you notice those guys that love to feed themselves on the field, right? They love to just get more and more. They're hungry for even more. I'll tell you what, that tackle, it prevented something that's going to be a lot bigger, but that back remains hungry.
Nix with it on first. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Hit arrived as the ball did to break things up. So that brings up 2nd down. Well, he found the route he wanted pretty quickly, Brock, but maybe, I don't know, he telegraphed who he wanted a little too much because that defender sure got there just as the ball arrived to force it loose.
Yeah, this is one of those tough moments as an analyst, right? Because you're right, offensively didn't get the job done, but I'm going to give a gold star to the defense. Anytime you make contact and you disrupt that pass, that's a job well done defensively.
They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down. They're set up at the 35 now. On 1st and 10, here's Nix. And the first down pass sent away by a defender, incomplete.
And you ask a lot of your defenders on that field. It is not easy to play defense in today's NFL. Not only stay in their assignment's hip pocket, but to make plays on the ball as it arrives. He was challenged with an intermediate throw, and he swatted it away with ease.
Nix again on 2nd and 10. Throwing the out route complete. And that's good for a gain of 5. Brought down by Julian Blackman.
Hey, Kate, you know this from covering the Seahawks, calling their preseason game. When Pete Carroll was there, if he said it once, he said it 100 times. Stay on top, stay on top, stay on top. You'll give up a short little out route like that, but just stay on top of the deep threat.
They'll throw again. Nix. He's got it near the 10. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line. And even 20 yards on the play, and it awards them with a 1st and goal.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the pressure drives them backwards.
And look at that. All that effort and success from the previous play, it is gone. Credit to this defense who snapped and cleared. That's part of this game. You got to snap and clear. Give up a big play, come back and make a big one for yourself. And they do get home with that sack.
Second chance at 6 here. It's 2nd and goal. Another try following the sack. Escapes out to the left. And they get to him again. Good pressure from the defense there has them trending in the wrong direction.
Kate, you just know as a quarterback there's situations where you're going to gain the trust of the play caller or quickly lose it. And when you take back-to-back sacks, you've lost the trust of your coordinator. And now on 3rd down, well, you better do all you can to regain it.
So now, here's 3rd and goal. Shotgun snap to Nix. And he has it in the end zone. Touchdown, Denver. The Broncos will add to their lead at the end of the half. How quickly things can change, partner. The pain from being taken down that prior play, yeah, I imagine that's gone and forgotten now, and it's been replaced by the adrenaline from finding the end zone there.
Yeah, that defense could have certainly used the pass rush from the previous play because that quarterback had plenty of time to scan the field and make a throw, and he gets an immediate measure of revenge for that sack.
Extra point try now from Lutz. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Broncos make it a 10-point ball game.
17, Colts 7.
Here's Lutz, set to kick this away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Beginning a new drive here, but just 16 seconds to go before halftime. All right, keeping it simple. They're just going to call a give right up the middle. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. Now we get a timeout from the Colts. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Working from the gun, it's Richardson. Fits it through the middle. And he takes it in for the Indianapolis touchdown. The Colts make it a 1-score game before halftime. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just gotta ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
Gay to add the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Colts cut it to a field goal game. Well, Brock, barring the touchback, this kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. One last play before the break. Looking to throw. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass. We've reached the midway point of this one, and the visiting Broncos taking a lead into that locker room. Now we'll send you south to Orlando for a check-in around the league via Jonathan Coachman and the EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, what you got for us?
Okay, Kate, thanks very much. And with that, we welcome you all into our EA Sports studios. This is the Halftime Report. It was former Tar Heel Javonte Williams with a solid first half. He had a touchdown run that helped get his guys this halftime lead.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. Here's Smith on the return. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Broncos about to get going on offense. Javonte Williams headed back out now. And they really leaned on that passing game in the first half, Brock. Let's see if that emphasis continues to start the third. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Nix. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
2nd and 3 now. Second half starts with a run by Williams. And he breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. Zaire Franklin there to make the tackle. No gain on 2nd down, and they need 2 here on 3rd.
You want to see the term read and react to the little video in the football dictionary? That's it.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Running for the marker with Williams. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
You know, I'm not sure what else could have been done there, Kate. Just the right call defensively to come up with a 3rd and short stop.
Here comes the Broncos punting unit. And this will be his 2nd effort of the contest. Same as a touchback here. Fair catch made at the 20. The offense returning to the field now as we get a look at their wideouts. They're out and set. 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Richardson. He's got Pierce. And he pushes it up across the 30 before going out.
I know I could sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Richardson now. He's on the move. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up.
Wow, it has been such a good day offensively for the guys up front. That's actually the first sack by this defense. And now comes the real question mark. Will it lead to more? Or will this offense learn a lesson and get back to the rhythm they've been in protecting?
They're going to turn to Taylor on 3rd down. And they'll bring him down after a pretty short gain. It's a gain of only 1 yard. That's going to leave him with a 4th and 2.
Gain of only a yard. It's 4th down.
They're out now, ready to punt it. Rigoberto Sanchez will kick it away. And he sends this away. Definitely his best kick of the game thus far. And little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. Big kick on that one, 62 yards. And the Broncos get set to take over. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Nix off the play action. Escapes the pocket. He can run it. A gain of 27 yards there. And that'll be good for a Denver first.
A gain of 27.
Man, I don't ever want to be a defensive coordinator. They do so many things right to take away the pass, and then what happens? Well, you get a quarterback that lowers his head, gashes the defense with one of the biggest runs of the game. You take away the pass, but you can't stop the QB run.
Throwing on first down, Nix. He's on the move. Oh, he's keeping it again. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
When a play breaks down, every once in a while, you got to be able to make a play with your legs. His offense counts on that ability to evade pressure and occasionally make plays just like that one.
All right, all set up now. 1st and 10. And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
That's why you often see some mix, some high percentage pass plays on 1st and 10. You got to keep the defense honest. They're always looking for a run in that situation and a chance to stack them up for 2nd and long.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Short pass brought in. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Making the stop that time, Nick Cross.
The goal of that little drag route is to get him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. That picked up a good chunk, and it was nearly a big play.
Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. Nix from the gun. Can't find anyone open. He's forced to throw it away.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on 3rd down? But it chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
Will Lutz getting the call on 4th down to put 3 up here for the Broncos. This 42 yards from the right hash. Bertolet able to knock it through. And that'll double their lead to 6.
That's why they spend all the time on the practice field during the week. That kind of operation. Perfect rhythm, perfect timing, and a 2 for 2 for this kicker.
Here's Lutz, set to kick this away. Downs on the return. And this will give them decent field position. The return gets out to the 30. This offense headed back to the field, led by their receiver. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. First and 10 now from the 30. It's an option right that begins this drive. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Call it 9 yards. Looked like a first for a moment. It's 2nd and 1.
Not that he needed to, but he'll always try and remind people that he's a threat running it, in addition to slinging it all over the field.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Straight ahead with Taylor. Avoids a defender. We've got a foot race. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
First down, and they go right back to it. And this goes across midfield and into Broncos territory. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. That's why they got the home run derby. But you know what? Talk to managers, and they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you could win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you, you get runs of that length, it may not be a home run, it may not score points, but it can do some serious damage.
And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that third down call that they had ready, well, they could stick it right back in their pocket for a later occasion.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Taylor again. And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards.
Well, Kate, a 2-yard run on first down, I think that keeps you ahead of schedule. You're going to have to pick up the pace.
Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Shotgun, handoff to Taylor. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. A gain of about 3, so a third of what they needed. 3rd and 6 coming up. Now Richardson, they get to him behind the line, and he loses the football. And no turnover, it's going to stay with the offense. Well, you don't like to see the fumble, but hey, at least they were able to be the ones to recover it, and they keep possession.
Yeah, and I think the key there was to stay calm through the chaos. Cooler heads prevailed, got him the ball back.
Punting unit out now. And they could really use a good one here. So this one goes out of bounds inside the 20, but not by much. They're giving him the 18-yard line. Denver ready for another offensive possession. And they brought out their kicker for a field goal their last possession. This time they'll look to bring him out for an extra point instead. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. They send him left out of the slot. Drive begins with a run. It's Williams. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Now might be a good spot to remind everybody, about for the 1000th time, how much better athletes these D tackles are today, Kate. A decade or two ago, they just ate up space. Now, they eat up running backs.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Here's Nix. And this one too far in front of him. It's incomplete.
Those passes get more and more difficult as you try to get aggressive downfield. I love the call. I love pushing the ball down the field. But the windows in the throwing lanes aren't there long. And it only takes a little bit for a throw to be off.
No connection on the last play. And now it's 3rd down. Nix looking to throw. And that's incomplete. He's going to wish he hung on to that pick there, but it's still going to bring up 4th down.
You feeling lucky? Well, do you? Well, he should, because quarterback got away with one right there. That was an easy pick dropped by the defense.
Punt team on the field. And he's going to have to hit this one from the edge of his own end zone. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. And he's brought down before the return gets far. The Colts have running back Jonathan Taylor headed out with the rest of the offense. And as some running lanes have closed, he's just found some new ones, continuing to hit this defense more good numbers well into this second half. So it's good field position for the Colts as they get set 1st and 10. Here's a give to Taylor. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Call it 70 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3.
You know, that's a good run right there to keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
2nd and 3 now. Takes off right out of the read option. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
Hey, don't get me wrong, Kate. Every defensive guy, they watch tape in their own ways. But linebackers, well, they're a little bit like quarterbacks. They got to develop that sixth sense by watching that tape so they can diagnose and get home in a hurry like he just did.
Richardson on third. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. And they're up against it. Fourth down coming up. A quick 3 plays, Brock, and we have arrived at fourth down just like that as he comes through with some contact to break up what looked like a catch.
Now, guess what, Kate? These guys aren't getting paid by the down defensively. They want to get themselves off the field in as few snaps as possible, and there was no way they were letting this drive extend beyond a 3-and-out.
The Broncos offense all set to go. Their last drive didn't make it very far before they had to punt it away, partner, so hopefully this one has some better legs to it. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Straight ahead with Williams. And he gets him around 6 there. Kenny Moore there to make the stop. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, that's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule. That kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
On 2nd down, a run with Williams. No one around. He's got space. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. So we're through 3 here. It's the Broncos with the ball, trying to close out what would currently be a win. Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Throwing here, Nix. Dump off caught by his back. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a 1st down.
To this day, I can still see the faces of the big guys in the huddle. When you call a screen like that, instead of them just getting knocked backwards, they get to be salesmen. They get to push those linemen downfield and then tee off and go hit somebody like they did right there.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Give to Williams from the gun. And the middle holds. They don't get anything on the run. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. They stay on the ground with Williams. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. They get about 4 there. Need a little more than that now on 3rd and 6.
When you don't have great success on 1st down, Kate, it's a little bit like a hitter in baseball falling behind in the count. And all you want to do as a hitter is get back to a fighting chance. Give yourself a better count. That play, well, it does the same here. Now a much more manageable and opportune 3rd down situation.
Escapes the pocket. He's running for it. And he wisely avoids contact, sliding down there, and that played good enough for a 1st. It's a pickup of 9 yards. And the Broncos will have a 1st down.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play, and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Well, if they were concerned about losing yards, running it on 1st down, it just happened anyway. Not many passes end in a loss. Hopefully they got a little more aggressive strategy coming here on 2nd down.
All right, here we go, 2nd down. Here's Nix to throw. Setting up the running back screen.
We've heard it said, and I believe it to my core, football is the ultimate team sport. And a well-run screen like that is the ultimate team play because it takes all 11 doing their job.
Third and just 2 to go. Nick's now to throw. And he makes the catch. Did he get both feet in? No! Oh, so close to 6. Incomplete.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
Here comes Will Lutz. A lot riding on this field goal try. From the left hash, a 40-yard look. Bertolet able to knock it through. And that'll make it a 2-score game.
It doesn't take a math major, Kate, to realize how important that field goal was. It's now a 2-score game really late and puts them in the driver's seat to go and finish this thing with the win.
Here's Lutz, set to kick this away. Returning it from the 4. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Colts offense set to head out. And you and I both know, Brock, they, like so many teams in this league, fans of establishing the run to begin a football game. Well, I'm looking at my watch, I'm looking up at the scoreboard. We're sometime into this one now, and they still haven't been able to establish it against this defense.
Yeah, kind of like when we walk into a defensive meeting room and sit with the D coordinator, and what is his #1 premise each and every week? Stop the run. Stop the run.
Yep.
Because you know if you create that kind of imbalance and you take away the run, you have a chance of playing pretty good defense like they've done.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Sending a receiver left. Taylor gets it to begin the drive. And he's brought down up across the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7. At the 31-yard line.
Shotgun snap now to Richardson. That's brought in. It's his back, Jonathan Taylor. And he's tackled for a short gain.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Richardson back to throw. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll get it up to the 44. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the 1st down.
You'll often hear it said, in my life experience, it's true, the NFL is a game of matchups, so much more than any level. And these tight ends, we see it time and again, are such a matchup nightmare down the field.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Out of the option, he's going to keep it going right. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
That was the perfect play call for that particular situation. Gave him enough to pick up a 1st with some room to spare.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. Here's Richardson. The screen pass falls incomplete. This one intended for the running back. So 2nd down coming up.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Throwing now, Richardson. And down he goes. The Broncos got there. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
I think his decision-making wrote a check that his legs couldn't catch this time. This QB could run, and he's ranging, looking for space, looking for an outlet. But there was none to be had. No escape route available this time.
So not an enviable spot here as they come up on 3rd and very long. Richardson. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
You know, the goal on a lot of these short throws is to simply let the receiver create some yards after the catch, that yak. Well, I think he was thinking about the yak before he actually secured the catch.
Offense still staying out after the incompletion. They're going to try on 4th. Trying to throw for it with Richardson. He finds him beyond the marker. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26. What a time to rip off that type of gain, huh? Gets him the first on 4th down.
That was a whole lot of hoofing it all the way across the field before the two tight end and QB could find a window in that zone to get him the ball. He had to earn that catch in every single yard that came with it.
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. Throwing from the pistol, Richardson. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
They call play action. Would have been better to actually give it to him on a carry right there, Kate. The front was fooled, well, for about a split second, if that. And that play call ended up working in their favor as it leads to a sack.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Trying again following the sack. Taken in by Pierce. And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck.
Boy, they sure found the right route at the right time to hit the soft spot in that coverage. And that slant, it goes for big yardage.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Play action with Richardson. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
You know, Kate, my years in Indianapolis with Peyton, he loved to know the tendencies of a defense. In 3rd and short, more often than not, all across the league, you get man-to-man coverage. It really is a good time to throw. Unfortunately, couldn't execute that pass in a 4th down instead.
A 37-yard attempt.
Flying down the heart of the lane, and it's good! And it pulls them back within 1 score here in the 4th.
His make there, they had to have that one. And it really does set up a judgment call down on the field. And this is where special teams coach and head coach are talking about game management. You've got 3 timeouts left, so you really can write either script you want. Onside kick or send it deep.
So here's the kickoff, Brock. Just 6 points now separating our teams. Here's Smith on the return. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. The Broncos and quarterback Bo Nix gearing up for their next series. And he'll be happy to keep letting it fly as much as he has all game. Look at these numbers. They show just how effective he's been in captaining this offense. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Nix. He's got it to him yet again. That is caught. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line.
You get this big old dude like him in the slot, it's an automatic mismatch advantage. You're trading a little bit of speed, sure. You sure do get a lot of size. And anytime he's in the slot, you got to assume the ball's going his way.
Up the gut they go with Williams. And he'll go down after pushing this up to the 29. They made it to single yard that time. They're going to have to solve 3rd down and 4. Looking to throw. He beams one deep right side. That's complete inside the 35. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down. It's a pickup of 39 yards. And that'll be good for a Denver first.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play. And that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
We're down to the 2-minute warning here in Indy. Broncos leading by 6. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. From the gun, a carry by Williams. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22. Now just 4 seconds after our 2-minute warning, we've got another pause. Timeout taken by the defense. Options are open here. It's 2nd and inches. Another run for Williams. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs. No surprises here. Defense quick to stop that clock. We've got 1:53 left in this game. All right, set now. 1st and 10. They'll run. This is Williams. And he's going to run this one well into the red zone to the 14. The Colts take a timeout. That's their last one, as they'll meet and decide what to do on this 2nd down. Now it's Williams. And they'll stop him after a short gain to the 13. Call it no gain, maybe 1 at best on that play. That leaves him with 3rd and 2. Running for the marker with Williams. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play. 4 yards on the play, and that picks up a 1st and goal.
Most of the people watching will forget about that play in a couple minutes, but the coaches won't forget. He has that filed away the next time he really needs to pick up a few yards.
Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on 1st down. Broncos to a knee and let the clock run out on this win.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
A kneel down here, and they can start to celebrate this win. So the Broncos ride out of here with a win on the road. This is the type of game everyone was hoping they'd see when they entered this stadium, Brock, you and I included. A close one that went all the way down to the final whistle.
And Kate, this is one of the bigger adjustments a college player has to make to the NFL. In college, you get a lot of blowouts. The NFL, every game you get calloused because you know more often than not they'll be like this, a one-possession game that's not about how you start. It's all about how you finish.
So for Brock Ewart, our incredible crew, everybody here at EA Sports, I'm Kate Scott signing off. We'll see you next time. The Broncos are winners as we say so long from Indy.